When I feel anxious, it always starts with the same thing: adrenaline. For me, a thought hits out of nowhere, my whole body goes cold, my heart starts to race, my stomach drops, that wave of dread crashes over me, and I think, crap, here we go again. If I'm in this zone too long, it's gonna stay a while. And immediately, every instinct I have says, you've gotta do something to make this stop. Fix it. And even though I teach this every day to people, it is so hard to get out of that problem solving because that instinct is exactly what keeps you stuck. Here's what I want you to stick around for. That adrenaline spike that you've been desperately trying to get rid of, just like I have, you can actually use it as a tool. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to flip it from the thing that wrecks your day into the thing that actually trains your brain to be less afraid. Let's get into it. So this is what's actually happening. When an intrusive thought shows up, your brain doesn't go, interesting thought. Probably nothing. It goes straight to the alarm system. There's a structure in your brain called the amygdala. Think of it as your 24/7 security guard. And in people with OCD and anxiety, that guard is a little overenthusiastic. It sees an intrusive thought, a thought that everyone's having, but for you, it's treating it as a genuine threat. It fires off signals. Your body floods with adrenaline, cortisol. Suddenly, it's too late. Racing heart, tight chest, shortness of breath. There is a problem. At least that's what your body is saying. All that happened because of a dumb thought. Like, what the heck, man? Not an actual emergency. A thought. And here's what makes it worse. Your brain then looks at your own physical reactions and goes, see, look how scared you are. This must be serious. That's the second wave of fear. It's the panic about panic. So now you've got the original thought, plus the full body alarm response. Plus your brain is using all this evidence to say, see, I told you so. That's a trap. You'll see exactly why what most people do next makes everything worse. When that spike hits, most people do one of a few things. They try to shut it down, push it out, replace it. I don't need this. Or they start analyzing it. Where did it come from? What does this mean? Am I okay? Or they start looking for reassurance. They Google, text somebody, replay thoughts over and over and over again. All of those responses have one thing in common. They're treating the fear spike like a problem that needs to be solved right now. Every single time you do that, you send your brain one message. This thought is dangerous. Thank you for letting me be here. Do you think it's singing like that? So it says, I need to keep firing this thought your way. Instead of calming your brain, you accidentally trained it to be more afraid. But here's where it gets interesting, because understanding why this happens is what makes the solution actually make sense. Here's the thing about anxiety. It's a wave. It builds, it climbs, it hits its peak, and then it jumps back down. And if you don't throw fuel on it, it falls back down on its own every single time. So what we use is called ERP, Exposure and Response Prevention. It's built entirely on this. You let the wave build, you don't fight it, you don't paddle away from it, you ride it. And over time, your brain learns this is not a threat. The alarm was wrong. And then you might be questioning, but how do I know if it's not a threat? Well, we don't. And that's why we use a lot of maybe, maybe not statements, because we don't actually know, but we're willing to risk it because it's not working so far trying to problem solve this stuff. We also use ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy. It adds something to that. You're not even trying to make the wave smaller, you're building the skill of willingness. And willingness doesn't mean you want to feel anxious. It doesn't mean you're okay with it or that you like it. It just means you're choosing not to fight it. And you're saying, this wave is here. Hello, wave. I'm not going to pretend it isn't, but I'm also not going to bell when it gets hard. If the water is rough, it's rough. If it's calm, it's calm. Welcome. Cool. This is great. Love this feeling. That's the shift. Stop trying to control the wave. Instead, you learn to surf it. And here is exactly how you've been waiting for this moment. The moment the fear spike hits, the first move is this. Don't do anything. I know. Every cell in your body is screaming that this is the wrong answer. I can see you in the comments. He just said don't do anything. Wow, a therapist, blah, he's just horrible. Maybe, I don't know. But here's what you actually do. Instead of reacting, you notice it, and you might name it. Hey, anxiety, there's a spike. Hey, there's my adrenaline. My amygdala just fired the alarm. Cool. That's it. You're not agreeing with a thought. You're not arguing it. You're just stepping back and observing. It's just like you're sitting on the beach watching the waves. They're gonna go up, they're gonna go down. Sometimes they're higher, sometimes they're lower. Sometimes they're taking a while to come. We call this diffusion. You're watching the wave come, and instead of getting knocked over by it, you're on the shore. You're not underwater. And it's knowing that like, I'm just gonna keep sitting here and watching. Try it this way. When the fear hits, say to yourself, interesting. My brain thinks this is dangerous. My body's responding like it's an emergency. Let's see what happens. It's like you're doing an experiment. And then you wait. Now, waiting sounds passive. It's not, because the next step is where most people completely miss it. Here's the counterintuitive part. Instead of trying to shrink the fear, you're gonna let it get as big as it wants to. You're looking for those big waves. When it's coming, don't brace against it. Don't hold your breath. Don't grab your phone. Put your arms out, man. Open up to it. Breathe normally. Notice exactly where you feel it. Chest, stomach, throat, wherever it lives in your body, let it be there. Let the wave build. It has to drop, but you don't care when it drops. But what if it doesn't drop? That's the question a lot of OCD says. Well, it has to. Might be 5 minutes, might be 10 minutes, might be 20 minutes, who knows? But the way you're responding in that time matters. A quick pause here. If you need a full structured plan to work on this, to sit with this uncertainty a little bit better and learn every skill for OCD step by step, I've got this in my course down below, Master Your OCD. You can even check it out for free. And this is the technique I promised you at the start. That's how serious I am. This is how you flip the adrenaline from enemy to tool. A lot of people spend enormous energy trying to avoid it. I don't like the way this feels. I'm just not gonna do that thing again that spiked it. Don't think about that thought. Don't go near that thing. Stay safe. Was it that TV show I watched right before bed? Was it this? Was this? And they start avoiding. We're not problem solving. So when that feeling hits, the adrenaline, all that, start treating it like an opportunity. Man, this is it. It's here. Oh, there it is. Time to practice. Instead of it being, oh no, why is this here? No, I don't want this feeling. No, I gotta stop it. The adrenaline, if it's there, then it's taking a step back. I'm noticing it's gonna be here. I love it. So glad it's here. Stay with it. Feel it. You can take any thought you have in your brain in that moment. Maybe this thought means something terrible. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'll feel this all day. Maybe I won't. That'd be amazing if I had this while I was taking my test. That's the thing I'm really worried about. I hope it's there. You're not pushing the thought away. You're not dragging it away either. You're really acknowledging it and just kind of saying, cool. If there is something that specifically triggered this spike of adrenaline, like write those moments down because you can create exposure opportunities for yourself. How can I expose myself to this trigger over and over and over again so that it doesn't catch me off guard next time? What's really cool is when the alarm's going off and you're not reacting, you're steadily recalibrating your brain. But it needs to have these experiences often. And even when those adrenaline moments happen, still do exposures. Find articles, videos, pictures, write something down, go someplace, go engage with the thing that triggered you in the first place. Because then it says, I'm not waiting to feel better to do exposures. I'm doing them when I feel anxious. That's when I'm supposed to do them. There's one more sneaky thing that people tend to do. They're like, okay, I'm accepting that wave. Cool, I'm just observing. I'm doing everything Nate told me in the video. Has it worked yet? Has it worked yet? Is my anxiety still there? Is adrenaline still there? Has it worked yet? Am I less anxious? Is it working? No, that's a compulsion. No, we're not doing that. Because then you're telling your brain the only reason I'm doing these things is to make the anxiety go away, which is a compulsion. Be with it. Who cares if it's there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. That's the idea. So the next time the spike hits, here's exactly what I want you to do. First, notice it. See it as an opportunity. Get excited. I'm so glad this is here right now. Yahoo, party. Second, don't do anything. No Googling, no texting, no replaying the thought. Third, lean into it. Find it in your body. Let it be there. Fourth, treat it as practice. Okay, there it is. Time to work. Say your maybe, maybe not statements. Go engage with the exposure. Fifth, don't check if it's working. A measure of success means I'm not doing the compulsion, not how much anxiety I'm feeling. You do that enough times and your brain starts to learn that this is boring. Why aren't you reacting? You've stopped giving it a reason to keep it going. And I want you to go deeper on building your full ERP plan. That's what this video is right here, walking you through the whole process, and the step-by-step program I have, Master Your OCD, takes you through it. everything you need. Go check that out below. Like this video if it helped. Subscribe if you're new. Thanks for being here.